How do you become an inevitable millionaire? Why do I want everyone in my audience to be a millionaire? Because I want you to live an extraordinary life. I want life to be your masterpiece. I want you to have the power of choice. Wealth creates the opportunity to make decisions of courage, not fear. Wealth brings the ability to make a sharp right turn when opportunity presents itself. How do you get on a track where if you keep working on your skill set, you keep working on your mindset, you keep working on your money paradigm, that you have an open-ended enough opportunity to make money that you can get there. I want you to know that you have inside of you everything you need and that the opportunity is yours. The floor is yours. There is no dress rehearsal. This is your life. Life is now. Make every single day count. Now is your moment. And oh my goodness, it certainly is your moment. And for many of you, I want to give you a huge congratulations because we have many, many new inevitable millionaires. And when you say yes to getting the mentorship, the support, being in the container of focus on making your life, of being the artist, the creator, the source of making your dreams come true. My goodness gracious, what is possible and how quickly things will change. So, the first thing that I want to do is I just want to give a massive congratulations, a thank you, a celebratory hug from me to you to all of our new unstoppable, all of our new inevitable, all of our new powerful, all of our new people that are saying, I am an inevitable millionaire. I want to welcome you all and say, I cannot wait to spend time with you. And next week on Monday, you're actually going to receive your very first challenge. You're going to get your first assignment, your first gift from me. It's going to be coming out on Monday. And that's going to be kind of your warm up to get you started inside this new program. And then we kick off the following week on Thursday. We're going to have our first fireside chat. I'm actually going to be doing a good amount of teaching on that session to get you started on your progress. And then I'm going to be taking live questions. So we're going to have the opportunity to really explore possibilities and look at the implementation of getting started and what your life is going to look like and everything in between. So super, super excited for that. Big congratulations to everyone who has already made that decision. Time is ticking. We are moving into the final stretch. So registration for the Inevitable Millionaire is open from now until Tuesday, but you definitely don't want to wait until Tuesday. First resource is going out on Monday. The mixer is happening at the beginning of next week. And most importantly, the spots for the September 2nd Elevate Your Inner Circle event are flying out the door like hotcakes. Almost everyone wants a spot in that event, and they are going, gone. So if you want to be there with myself and Team Unstoppable on September 2nd to network, to elevate your circle, to work on your wealth consciousness and creation, I want to make sure that you get yourself registered today, because I don't know when those spots are going to fill up, but when they're gone, because there's only a certain amount of space in the venue. Okay. So definitely make sure you get yourself registered today. You can go to www.inevitablemillionaires.com, inevitablemillionaires.com. So what is the value of mentorship? It's a great question, right? What is the value of mentorship? I know for me, the value of mentorship has completely transformed my life on every level, because a great mentor, as we talked about yesterday, when we talked about the 6 kind of different types of people that you need in your life, a great mentor sees a vision for you that you may not yet believe is possible. And I'm going to venture to guess that there's a lot of you that are going to join the Inevitable Millionaire program that maybe sitting here today don't see all the possibilities for your life. Maybe you're not even aware of all of the possibilities of your life, the level of freedom that you can experience, the level of happiness that you can tap into, the amount of intimacy that you can have with your spouse, the closeness that you can have with your children, the financial freedom that allows you to have the power of choice in every single area of your life that matters so much to your overall mental and physical well-being. I am the person that sees that for you. I created this beautiful container, this journey of a year-long experience for you, because I know what's possible for you. I've helped countless entrepreneurs build 6, 7, and now 8-figure businesses. I've done it for myself, and I've helped hundreds of other people to do it. I know what's possible. I know it's possible when you believe in yourself. I know it's possible when you decide that you're going to be the hero of your own life story. And I've worked through and gone through the journey of 0 to hero in my own life. And I'm inviting you on a journey to spend a year with me working on becoming the hero of your own life, the person that is capable of achieving all of your dreams. And not just the person that's capable of achieving all of your dreams, but the person that makes your dreams inevitable. I picked that word for a reason. There's a lot of intent and intentionality and heart and conscious thinking behind that word inevitable, because I am bringing together for the first time in an unbelievably unique way mentorship at a really high level that you typically can't access until you're already making 7 or 8 figures. So I'm opening something up at an extraordinarily accessible price point that you typically can't access unless you're already at that high net worth. That's number one. Number two, I'm bringing together the mindset and the strategy and beliefs and the habits in a tangible way. I'm actually teaching how to become this person, how to embody these essentials, how to transform from the inside out. But I'm not stopping there, because even if you understand all of those principles, even if you get the right mindset, even if you get really, really good at, the visioning, and you have this clear vision of what you want in your life, and you're meditating and you're exercising, if you don't have a roadmap for success, you're not going to be able to make it happen. And that's why I'm uniquely qualified to be your mentor in bringing this process from A to Z over the next year with you, because I spent the last 10 years helping entrepreneurs dial in a roadmap and follow that roadmap and make millions of dollars. I specialize in creating millionaires. Literally, if you go on my website, it says we are the millionaire makers for a reason, because we have that down. But now we want to make sure that everyone has access to the ability to create their $1 million roadmap, whether you're an employee, an employer, a business owner, an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home dad. My husband just so happens to be a stay-at-home dad. He could do this program if he wanted to and learn how to make $1 million. Okay. It's accessible and available to everyone. But you can't stop at mindset. Mindset's not enough. There has to be a strategy. There has to be a roadmap. There has to be specific actions that are taken. And you not only need to have the roadmap, but you also need to have the right people, the right assets, the right resources, the right people in your circle to be able to build wealth, protect your wealth, and set yourself up to pass on your wealth, right? And we're going to talk about all of that inside this container. We're going to talk about how to plan for the future and make sure that your money outlasts you, and how anyone can get started with multiple streams of income, no matter where you're starting at. It does not matter if you're already making 8 figures. This is the program I wish I could go sign up for. It doesn't exist, so I'm creating it. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're already very advanced in building wealth and you just want to elevate to the next level, or maybe you're at the very beginning of your journey and you realize that the path that you're on in life right now doesn't match your vision. It doesn't match your goals and dreams. Wherever you are on that trajectory, we are going to meet you where you are, and we are going to inspire you, elevate you, educate you, and empower you to turn your dreams into a reality. This is available and possible. And so, how do you quantify mentorship? Well, I know in my life, the value of mentorship has been millions and millions of dollars and freedom for my family. And I know for my clients for the last 10 years that for many of them, the value of mentorship has been hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. I think in some instances, it's your wealth. I think in some instances, it's your health. In some instances, it's in your relationships. But whatever area the inevitable millionaire is going to be most supportive to you, I can guarantee that the value, the quantifiable value to your life will be immeasurable, absolutely immeasurable, because you can't put a dollar amount on happiness. You can't put a dollar amount on living without regrets. You can't put a dollar amount on security and freedom and empowerment and fulfillment. There's nothing in the world that could quantify the value of living a fulfilled life that you believe is in alignment with your goals and dreams. There's nothing more important than that. And of course, when we focus on and work through alignment in your life, that is going to impact your success in your career, in your job, or in your business. It's going to impact your ability to magnetize money into your world because energetically you're aligned and strategically you have the right plan. It's two sides of the same coin, they work together, and you need both. That's why there's so many broke gurus that teach mindset. And that's why there's so many business owners that know exactly what to do to make millions, and yet their businesses fail. Because one without the other is not going to get you this 1% life that we're teaching. And really, this is the only place. This is the only place that is bringing together these three things: high level mentorship from someone who's been there, done it, and is living it every day; mindset, beliefs, alignment, the intangibles, and then the tangibles, in a way that you're going to know what to do and how to do it, to take the things that you're being inspired by and the possibilities that are being presented to you and going forward and taking action on them, right? Several different guests on to talk about mentorship. And they're each going to share what mentorship has meant to them and what it is, the impact on their life. And they're each going to come from their own unique perspective and story. And they're each very, very different. But I invite you to say yes to yourself. I invite you to know that you're worthy of being wealthy. I want you to put that in the chat right now. I am worthy of being wealthy. I believe that there are so many people on the planet still that do not believe that they're worthy of being wealthy. And therefore, their life is not in alignment with achieving that outcome because they don't believe it to be possible or available for them. I want you to say, I am worthy of being wealthy. I am worthy of being wealthy. One of the biggest things that I have learned from crossing this bridge and going through this journey for myself is that I have always been, when I grew up and when I was on the free lunch line and when I was cleaning my dance studio to pay for dance lessons and when I was working and, had to try to earn back my ability to afford things because we couldn't, I was on the receiving side of charity my entire young life. Okay. I was on the receiving side of a lot of really good people that were willing to be charitable, to make accessible things that wouldn't have been. So I've been on the receiving side of that goodness. And I made a commitment that as I built my wealth, that I would be on the other side. And one of the greatest joys of my life has been affording the ability to donate to causes that I personally care deeply about, access to it, to give back to organizations that really truly need it, and dollars that actually make it to the end user. The more wealth that you create, the more good you can do. Can you put that in the chat for me right now? I want you guys to put that in the chat for me right now. The more wealth that you create, the more good you can do. These seem like simple little things. I am worthy of being wealthy. And the more good that you want to do, the more wealthy that you'll need to be to do it. And the more wealthy that you are, the more good you can do in the world. You see, we were all programmed with an opposite line of thinking. We were all programmed from the standpoint of wealth being something that you don't talk about and claim and excitedly share that you want to be. We don't talk about how we have money or we aspire to have lots of money. We were all taught that there's not enough for everyone. You're taking away from someone else if you build this for yourself. Why do you need so much? Why do you care about money? You should value people over money, right? We were programmed with so many incorrect lines of thinking that instead of understanding that these things are in support of one another, we were made to think that they were in conflict with one another. Building and creating wealth affords you the opportunity to give back, make a difference, and be of service to others, not the opposite. However, many of us, our mindsets and our belief systems were conflict because they saw themselves as good people and they were not wealthy. And therefore, these things must not be the same: wealth and goodness. And this is the world that many of us were raised in. The Inevitable Millionaire is going to help you to understand how you can massively give back and make a difference in the world, how being wealthy is good, and it affords you the opportunity to be generous and kind and giving. And it allows your spirit to fully exercise the freedom of giving back and not doing everything in your life out of necessity, but instead out of possibility. This is the gift that I want to give to you. This is the bridge that I cross in my life from being on the receiving side, on the free lunch line, always having to ask for a handout, always having to ask for extra help, always having to look for how can I clean the studio to pay for my lessons? How can I earn my cheerleading uniform? Okay. That's the side I grew up on. And I knew that was a false narrative. I knew there had to be a better way. And I figured it out. And now I'm on the other side. And now I want to help millions of other people cross that same bridge. Because I know for all of you, if you're in my community and you're part of my ecosystem, you're a part of my world, I know what your heart is. And I know your heart is giving back. Your heart is being of service to the world. Your heart is of making a difference. But when you're in a situation where financially or otherwise you are just getting by, you don't have the luxury or the privilege of focusing on others. You have to focus on getting by. You have to focus on the only thing that's in front of you right now. That's a false narrative. So we need to create a new narrative in your life. We need to create a new story. We need to create a new belief system that supports a new outcome. And when we do that, and when you begin to deeply resonate with that, and change in your life on every single level. The value of mentorship is immeasurable. And this isn't just mentorship. Mentorship from an 8-figure business leader, especially a female 8-figure business leader, is virtually inaccessible on the market. And in most instances, you have to already be at 7 figures in order to access the education and the thinking of people at this level. But how do you get to that level if you can't access them until you're at that level, right? So that is why this mentorship is going to be so key for everyone. Hi, Julia. I'm so happy that you're here. How are you? It's wonderful to see you. I was just talking about the value of mentorship, and certainly it's been inquantifiable in my life. And I would love for you to introduce yourself, Julia, and tell everyone a little bit about who you are and how we got connected. And I would love if you would share from your perspective, what has the value of our relationship, of the mentorship that you've received? What has that value in your life been to you?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here and to chat with you and share a little bit about what being in your world has done for me over the past couple of years. So everybody, hello, I'm Julia, and I am currently a podcast strategist, organic marketing mentor. But I started my online career and I joined Kelly's UE program when I was a fitness coach and lifestyle coach, and really didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, okay, I see everybody else selling these low ticket membership things. And I guess that's what I need to be doing as well. And Kelly was like, no, 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 no. What you're offering is really valuable. We need to add some zeros.
Yes.
To what you're doing. So the very first thing that I learned from Kelly was just to really take a look at what you offer and the value of your of whatever it is that you do and how that transforms someone else's life. So it's not really about like,
Mhm.
oh, I want to make this much money. It's like, okay, really, what is it that I'm providing for somebody, and what is it worth to them, right?
Mhm.
So fast forward a little bit, a couple of years later, and I came to a point where I was like, okay, I'm happy with what I'm doing, but I'm not in love with what I'm doing. And that is, I really, really think that being in UE, because I could have been like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna quit UE because I'm not doing this business and I'm just gonna like, I don't know, look for something else. But I was like, no, I'm in the right place because Kelly is someone who knows business, she knows marketing, she knows sales. So it doesn't matter if I choose a different business. Like, she is the person that I want to learn from. And she has, this community of people who are super smart. They're running these, enormous businesses, very successful businesses. So, like, why would I leave this room? Right.
Right.
So I launched my new podcast strategy business, and that also, I feel like being in your world, it helped me really figure out what it was that I wanted to do next,
Mm-hmm.
because it allowed me to kind of see, okay, like, what are the people that I'm around? What are some of the things that they're struggling with? And what
Yeah.
is something that I love doing that
Yeah.
I do for myself because I have my own podcast? What is something that I could use to help others that's going to help them impact their businesses and
Mm-hmm.
have it trickle down to everybody else
Yeah.
that I could do as a business? So it's been really great. And once I made the decision, things have been awesome for me. I mean, Kelly, if you talk to Casey, she'll tell you, like, Julia's
Yes.
like on a roll.
Oh, I see it. I watch you online and I know it. I know it. I see you in your zone, and it's amazing. And I'm so proud of you for having the courage to say, you know what? I'm doing okay over here. Like, this is fine. But I
Mhm.
believe I can live life up here. I believe I can be
Exactly.
passionate every day. I believe, and I think that what you're saying is like being in that community and being in that container gave you that courage to say, like, yeah, like, it's okay to pivot. It's okay
Yeah,
to say I get to choose, right? And I'm so proud
totally.
of you for making that choice and following through on it. And I see it, and I see your energy in when I see you online, and I know you're in the right place and you're in the right space. I see it.
Yeah. And one other thing that I would say is also like cultivating the marathon mentality.
Yeah.
Uh, you're an athlete, and I'm a recreational athlete with
Yeah.
running,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where, you could be like, okay, why is this taking forever? Why is this so hard? And it's like, when you're training for something like a marathon, you keep going and you keep
Yep.
you keep putting in those reps, you keep
Yeah.
doing your training runs, and that's how you get better. That's how you finish your first marathon, and then you do your next one, you get better at it, you get faster. So yeah, whenever you talk about marathon mentality, that just resonates with me so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you shared that because, for everyone listening, everything that you're going to go see and hear in the world is all of overnight success. Everything you see on social media is overnight success. Everything that you're going to hear in most other containers is like instant overnight success. And I have always been a proponent. And it's why, even once again to this day, 10 years later, why am I creating a container that's a year long? Because it's going to take, first of all, there's self exploration that has to happen. There's knowing and raising of awareness of yourself, guys. There's a process to go through the unraveling of that old junk and the replacement of the new stuff. And it's going to take time to create that clarity. It's going to take time to learn, okay, well, what are my multiple streams of income? I love what you said, Julia, about really looking inside and seeing, like, what is my highest value? Like, how can I be of service to others? Like, we're going to go through that process. And I feel like so many people, because I think the last 2 years have been so difficult for everyone, I think that we all lost a little bit of our like sparkle of like, well, who am I? Like, what do I bring to the world? Like, how am I uniquely positioned to be of service? And it doesn't matter. This is not about being a business owner. This is about your human experience. This is about deserving happiness up here versus settling for, what you already have down here. And Julie, I love how you shared that example, because I think that it's so meaningful and relevant for this conversation, because that's really what this is all about. This is about saying, like, I am worthy of a 1% life. I do believe that spending a year working on myself is worth it. I do believe that raising my awareness and doing this work on really understanding what I want out of life, and then spending a year doing the work to make it happen. It's like, it's a worthiness thing. Like, it's believing in yourself and trusting in yourself, and then having the courage to kind of look at the ugly spots and say, well, where have I compromised? And where is it time to raise the bar? Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, it starts with seeing the value in ourselves, right? Like we are worthy of those things that are calling at us. And that was like when I first signed up for UE, it was scary for me. I was like, I've never signed up for anything for a year. And at the time, it was like a big investment. But I was like, this is like, my intuition is telling me that this is something that I need to do for myself. Like, this is where I need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. I appreciate you. And I've loved watching your journey. So if you were to give some encouragement to the people here today that are on the fence, they want to join the Inevitable Millionaires, they're a little overwhelmed, they're a little fearful, they haven't pulled the trigger, and we still have spots left in September 2nd for the live event. So you got to tell them they got to be there. But what would you say to them? What would you say to them about the value of getting this mentorship in their life?
I would say, Kelly has already said, but it is impossible to find something else like this out there, where you will be surrounded by very smart, very successful people. I can't think of anything else close to it. So for, a few $100s a month, I think that you will 10x your investment for sure. It's, you're going to meet amazing people. If you make it worth your time, your energy, if you dedicate some time to going in there and, absorbing the information, implementing it, and, making sure that it's not just something that's going to not get looked at, use it, right? Do it.
Yeah.
It will definitely pay off.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Julia. I'm so impressed by your transformation, and I love you having the courage to go after what lights you up. And I see it. I absolutely see it in you, and I'm so excited to see where everything goes for you as you progress forward. And I know you're making a great name for yourself in the space, and I will be here cheering for you every step of the way. Thanks so much for carving out some time to come live with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Julia.
Bye.
All right. We're going to keep this conversation going. But before I bring on my next guest, I have a couple of things I want to share. So first of all, if you know you're joining me today, let me know in the chat. If you're joining us while you're here live, you're going to get in on the mixer for next week. Yay. You're going to start getting to meet some other Inevitable Millionaires and members of Team Unstoppable. So if you join us here live, you're going to get in on that mixer. First challenge goes out Monday. So you do not want to miss that. You want to get in there, join the party. Facebook group is already getting started. I'm going to be live in there over the weekend, interacting with our new members and kind of helping everybody get set up for success. I know Team Unstoppable is already connecting with all of our new members. Yay. Again, we have some spots left for September 2nd. So if you want to attend our Elevate Your Inner Circle live event, it is September 2nd here in Palm Beach, networking in paradise while raising your wealth consciousness and meeting amazing humans. It's worth more than the entire price of the program. Okay. And, for most of you guys, I just want to remind you, so there's going to be a membership site in Kajabi where all of the resources, trainings, and workbooks are stored. So there will be Kajabi access. There is a Facebook group. Most weeks will be live on Zoom. There will be some weeks where we'll do alternate mixed media where it may not be on Zoom, but most weeks will be on Zoom. Okay. So Zoom, Kajabi, Facebook group. Like I said, there will be, Irene, congratulations. Who else is joining us live today? Who else is joining us live? Let me know in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. Jenny, Oh my gosh. Hold on. I have to read what Jenny put and then I'll continue forward with my spiel here. Okay, Jenny said she joined, she applied what she learned earlier this week to make the decision, making a decision not from recency and what I can see right now, but making a decision looking at my future. Well, Jenny, if you're already starting to make decisions that way and you're just joining us, I cannot even imagine what your life is going to look like a year from now. That's all I'll say. I cannot even imagine, because if you're able to implement what you're learning that quick, even if you guys go on the sales page, inevitablemillionaires.com, and look at month one, your mind is going to be freaking blown just in the first month. The first month alone is worth way more than the entire price of the program. And I say that wholeheartedly. Those of you guys that know me know that my other programs, the bottom line, the baseline to get in is $30,000. So my business coaching programs start at $30,000 and go up to $85,000 a year. Okay. And so for just a few $1,000s, you are getting access to the mentor that people invest $85,000 to work with in a group setting. That's in a group setting. Okay. So I want you guys to do this for yourself. I want you to know that you're worthy. I want you to know that it does not matter how far off this seems for you. I was sitting at $36,000 a year in my entry level job, and I put a zero behind that. And that was working for someone else. And if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm going to walk you through how. So the bottom line is everywhere in your life that feels and looks like it's a dead end right now, it's not a dead end. It's simply an obstacle that you have not yet learned how to turn into an opportunity. And I cannot emphasize that enough. If there is nothing else that you're going to get out of this program, wealthy people turn obstacles into opportunities. Period. End of story. You are going to learn that skill in this program. Alicia, oh my gosh.
Hi.
I feel like this is a reunion. I'm so
I
excited
know.
to see you. Oh my gosh. I don't think we've been on camera together in a very long time. Welcome.
It's been a while, yeah.
So good to see you.
You
So
too.
we're having this great conversation. Well, first of all, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone how long you have been in my mentorship world for?
I am Alicia, and I have been in here, gosh, was it 2017? I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
It's been a while. It's
It's
been a
been a
while.
while, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was asking Julia earlier, and I'd love to pose the same question to you. What has the value of this mentorship relationship been to you in your life?
It has been everything, honestly. Like being able to see you go from where you were in 2017 to where you are now, and getting to work with you personally on many different levels.
Yeah.
And just seeing you be 100% mom, but also 100% business owner, and they never got in conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
being able to watch that and be like, okay, if she can do it, then I can too.
Yeah.
Because you had nothing then.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that. And I will say for everyone here, like I'm leaving from this live stream and I'm heading to Madison School to be the guest reader today. And that's how it's always been. And Alicia, you know that because you've been with
Yeah.
me for long enough to have watched my journey. But
Mhm.
that's been from day one. Like that's how we roll, and it
Yeah.
is possible, but it does take, and this is what I'm trying to get this across to everyone. I think the reason why it's hard is that it does take like having a strategy. Like, I think a
Yes.
lot of people think like, oh, like mindset or, oh, just like work really hard. Like, no, like there's strategy behind designing your life. It's not just easy. There's
Right.
so much intention. There's so much planning. There's so much strategy. And yes, it is values and it's belief system, but there also has to be a plan. Like I made a decision when I, was working two jobs as a VP full time, which this, you were with
Yeah.
me, right?
Mhm.
I was working full time as a VP in a Fortune 500 and building my business so that I could have my husband retire, so that I could have Madison home, so that this family dynamic that everyone sees online today that looks so like fun and
Right.
easy.
So
Oh my gosh,
self-powered.
oh, that
You're
privilege
like,
must be nice. And I'm like, oh yeah, that privilege that I was waking up at 5 in the morning and working until 10 at night to
right. Yeah. I
right.
remember you were doing all of your content at 5 a.m. for the longest time.
It's a horrible rainstorm outside right now. It is like thundering and lightning and crazy town out there. Sorry about that.
It doesn't look crazy town out there though.
Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you saying that, Alicia, because that has been such an intentional focus of my life, so purposefully. And I really appreciate you saying that. But okay, keep going with your story. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
One of the things that stood out the most between you and everybody else in this industry was that you mapped out family first and then built the business around it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things I remember you saying years ago was, I put all of my family events on the calendar first, and then I fill it in with the other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was brilliant. Like, why there's something so simple. And I just never, that was also the other thing is how simple you made it all.
Fun. Okay. We got internet craziness happening here. All right. Let's see if it'll let us stay. Hopefully it will let us work for you, Alicia. So go ahead. So you were saying about putting family first in the calendar.
Yeah. And that simple concept was like, why didn't I think of that? And that was one of the things that happened repeatedly was, oh, that seems so simple that I just, again, why didn't I think of that? Which I think was one of the things that kept me going, is because I got chaos and noise in my brain and I could bring it to you and you'd be like, y'all, that's noise. Just get rid of that. Here's how we simplify it. And then I could take the simplified version and actually do something with it instead of just staying in the noise.
Yeah.
That was super helpful.
I appreciate that, because I think that's the biggest thing that we struggle with now, right? Because the truth is that our lives are very chaotic. No one lives a one-dimensional life anymore. It's not like you go to work, you come home. Like, no, like everyone's doing 8 different things. Like all of our roles in the family are crazy. It's like a toss up. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on with school and kids and family and community and all these things. And it is noise. And it's very hard without a mentor. It's very hard to sort through the noise and be like, okay, like what actually matters here? Like, where do I actually need to focus? Because when it's all screaming in your face, it feels like everything's important. Everything's an emergency. Everything has to be addressed, right? So I appreciate you saying that. And I want everyone to hear the word that Alicia just used 3 times. And she used the word simple. And I really want to I want that to flow back to everyone when you think of this work that we're going to do together. It's going to be so simple. I think that is one of my talents. I have a lot of weaknesses. I have a lot of failings. I have a lot of weaknesses. I think one of my greatest strengths is helping people to think about things in a simple way that empowers them to be able to take a clear action. And many times the things that we want in our life, it's not that they're so out of reach. It's that we're so confused by all the conflicting demands and all of the noise and all of the emotions and all of the things that are in our peripheral all the time, that we can't get clear on just take this one action. Like this one thing is going to improve the quality of your life. This one thing that you can do right now is going to change your trajectory. This one thing, right, that's right in front of you. And I do believe, and I love that you said that, I do believe that's a major thing that everyone will get out of this mentorship relationship. Understanding how to simplify and understanding how to identify the small little things that you have the power of choice to impact right away that are going to dramatically improve the quality and the quantity of your life from a qualitative standpoint and your impact and income from a quantitative standpoint. So
Yeah.
what has gotten you coming back year after year after year? I mean, most people change mentors every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a lot of you guys that actually, oh, it's funny because Julia as well, she's been with me
Mhm.
years also, actually a
I
whole
think
bunch
she
of the people.
started about when I did.
Yeah. And even Chris Trammell's coming. I mean, he's in like year 6 or 7, I think now.
Mhm.
So what has gotten you to keep coming back year after year? Because I think that's really important for people too. Like, why, like, what do you feel is so different?
Honestly, you and the fact that you are real and you don't sugarcoat things. You don't sugarcoat the
Mhm.
hard stuff. You're very
Mhm.
transparent in, yeah, this sucked and
Uh-huh.
I did it wrong, so let me help you not do it wrong.
I do tend to share those moments, don't I? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
And
those.
like,
Yeah.
but you're not you don't try to pass it off as like, yeah, that was kind of, it was okay, like
Mhm.
whatever. It's no, that really sucked.
Mhm.
And it was hard. And I had to learn
Mhm.
hard lessons.
Mhm.
One of the things that I think it was a couple years ago, you had to let go of some people. And I remember
Mhm.
you saying that that was hard. That was a hard lesson. Um,
Mhm.
and you were talking about how you have to have the right team in
Yep.
order to get forward, and you can't keep
Yeah.
people just because you like them. Like, you have to have the
Yep.
right people for the right job, and that's hard to get stuck in, of
Yes.
like, how do I navigate this? And so like watching you do it in real time and knowing that,
Mhm.
okay, when I get
Yeah.
stuck there, I know she'll have the answer for me. Like,
No, I appreciate that so much. And we're trying to come back. And we're trying to come back. Um, so yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that so much, Alicia, because the reason why I do that is that I felt that in my mentorship relationships, people actually didn't share those things with me. And I think it made it very much harder for me when I went through it because
mhm,
first of all, I wasn't prepared and I didn't expect to have to go through the things that I did. And second, I was blindsided and felt alone and felt really scared
mhm,
because I didn't have any context to understand that as you elevate to higher levels in your life, personally and professionally, a lot of things are going to come up. And I made a commitment to myself, even though I am an extraordinarily private person. It's very hard for me to share publicly private things. I've pushed myself and I have required myself to be transparent and to do that intentionally because I did not get that, and
mhm.
because I feel that I can change a lot of people's lives if they realize that they're not alone, and if they realize they didn't do something wrong that
Yes.
caused them to do this. And it doesn't mean that your life or your business is off track when that happens. It simply means you're going through the things that happen at that stage, and
It's a
everyone
growing pain.
goes through it. It's growing pains, right?
Yeah.
And it happens at every single level. So that has for sure been hard, but I think and I hope and I think what you're saying is that it's been valuable, and I plan to continue to do that. And I think it's one of the things that I can give as a gift to people in this program.
Mhm. Yeah. The and to continue with that, you're also available.
Thank
Like,
you.
a lot of people that reach your level are no longer available. You can't actually talk to them. You
Mm-hmm.
can't reach them. You can't tag
Hmm.
them in a Facebook post
Yeah.
and have them actually talk back.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that when you get to this level, it's easy to get very distant from why you got started in the first
Mhm.
place. And you get caught up a lot of times in things that aren't really the things. you know, and for me, it's always been about the thing. Like the thing
Right.
is transforming people's lives. Like the thing is being of service. The thing is making a difference. And so I do make a lot of mistakes and I share a lot of those mistakes. But I also try to learn from them and course correct along the way. And I do believe staying in touch with why you're doing what you're doing and not forgetting that it's your clients that pay the bills, that turn the lights on, that allow you the opportunity to do the things that you're doing, and remembering to put them first, you know, remembering that they're everything. You guys are everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So, Alicia, what would you say to people that are on the fence? They're sitting here today. There's so many of them. They deserve to be inevitable millionaires. They belong as inevitable millionaires, and they just haven't gotten themselves to that yes to themselves yet.
I would say you already know your yes. You already know it in your gut. You just have to trust yourself and trust that it's not the wrong decision, because it feels like an insane investment and it's scary, and it's not going to make the hard work really easier. You're still going to have to do the hard work because you're the only one that can run your business, right? You're the only person who can do what you do.
Yeah.
But you will get there 100 times faster with Kelly.
It's true. Yeah.
Because she's been there. She's done all the things. She already knows what not to do and how to navigate different things, or like just the ability to see the big picture and be like, okay, this is where the issue is. Let's pivot around that and come at it from a different perspective. And now it all works.
Yeah.
Very few people have the mental ability to do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that you get with this program.
Yeah, you're amazing. I'm so happy that I've gotten to watch your journey over the years and that you've stayed with us. And it's great to just see your evolution and your growth. And I'm always cheering for you from the sidelines, Alicia. So it's really nice
too. She's your biggest cheerleader.
That's what I'm here to do, man. You need that person. You need that person. Because and this is a whole nother conversation, but you know, as you go in life, you think that they're going to be there, but they're not. You know, you do need someone in your corner that's like, no, dude, like you can do this. Come on, one more rep. Let's go. Like, you know, you need someone that can see that future for you. So thank you so much for being here today, Alicia. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. I think we have one more. Ah, there she is. Oh, my friend April. It's so good to see you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you so much making time for this. I know you are a busy lady running your company, but I really appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to be here. So we're just having this conversation, April, about what is the value of mentorship in life. And I would just love for you to like introduce yourself, share a little bit about what you feel the value of this relationship has been to you and what you feel the potential of this relationship could be to other people.
Oh, 100%. So my name is April Porter, and I started off my career as an attorney and did that for 10 years before I followed my entrepreneur spirit and opened my first business, which was kickboxing gyms. And I grew that very quickly to 4 locations and then ultimately sold that. And because I had success in that arena, people wanted to know how I did it. And so when I sold it, I opened an online company with the plan to take my private one-on-one coaching that I dabbled in and move it to a group model. And I did that, I think December 4th. And 4 days later, I was like, okay, so I'm going to do this. And I have no idea how to do it. And I found Kelly's free workshop and joined it. And on day 2, I knew Kelly, I could recognize right out of the gate that you really knew what you're talking about. You had the answers that I needed. And so I dove all in. Why? Because I knew that I could do it and I could claw my way up that mountain, and I could do it with a lot of pride and ego. And it would take me a very long time to do it and master it. Or I could jump in and learn from someone who had already made mistakes and done it, trial and error, and could say, hey, you don't want to do that, do this, and it's going to take you this much further, this much faster. And I had, I think one of the reasons I was able to recognize that so quickly was twofold. One, when I started my storefront businesses, I had done the trial and error and ultimately found my first business coach like 2 years in. And once I found that business coach, it completely changed the trajectory of my business. I was able to fly so much faster. Um, I think you're frozen, Kelly. I don't know if I'm frozen or not, so I'm just going to keep talking. But I was able to fly so much faster and grow so much faster once I found a coach to guide the way. And then I became that for other people and saw how fast they could move when they had someone helping them see a different perspective, helping them grow their mindset, helping them identify opportunities where maybe they saw scarcity or where they saw struggle, and really being able to flip that on its head and saying, hey, where's the opportunity here? And how can we do that? Or how can we make this an opportunity? Thank you, Nicole, for letting me know. So what I learned from all of those experiences before even meeting Kelly was that I will never go a day in my business life, potentially in my life at any point in time before I die, without a mentor or coach, at least one. And because I recognize now that what I want to do with the time that I have here on planet Earth is I want to grow intellectually, spiritually, to the highest level of awareness that I can, because I think that that's where it makes us capable of making the biggest impact on the world and helping as many people while we have the time here to do it. And I'm not going to do that in a silo. I'm not going to do that just by, hanging out or listening to a podcast here or there, reading a professional development book and thinking and being naive enough and egotistical enough to think that I could somehow implement that to the fullest extent. To really be able to implement and grow, you have to get outside your comfort zone. You have to be uncomfortable. It's difficult for us to sustain being uncomfortable because it doesn't feel safe at first. And so you need that person who's saying, look, I know you're uncomfortable, you're still safe. And by staying here in this discomfort for just a few minutes, you're going to grow and you're going to bloom on the other side of it, right? So that's why you need a coach. It's why you need a mentor. And it's really how you're going to get to be where you want to be in business and in life. So that was a long answer, but that is my answer.
No, that was amazing. And thank you for continuing. You're such a pro. Obviously, this is obviously an advanced speaker that just knows to keep rolling when the storm cuts my internet out. So I appreciate you so much for that, April. So I'm inviting people into this year-long journey of working on their life. Really, that's really what this is. It's a year-long journey of working on mental, physical, spiritual, financial well-being, to do exactly what you just shared: grow spiritually, intellectually, in the impact we can make. Yes, income, but I believe there's a lot of things that are underneath the income that we make. The income is kind of like a byproduct of a lot of things that are at work underneath. So do you have anything you would want to share with them just about what you feel is possible for them after, going through this year of mentorship with me, going on this journey with me to work on those areas?
Oh my gosh. I guarantee you are going to have, a hard time gauging the spectrum of wins. Okay. So, whenever you go on a journey like this, there's, a lot of people have their eye on the big win, right? But once you're in there, you start to have all these little wins, and you start to look, just that alone, that new viewpoint of these little things happening in your life being something that needs to be recognized and celebrated, and seeing it for what it is, as a development into a higher level of yourself. That gives you motivation. It breathes breath into what may feel right now as a lack of purpose, or a maybe a mundane life, or maybe being somewhat feeling like something's missing and not knowing what it is, right? So by going through a program like this and introducing not just Kelly's brilliance, but then the brilliance of the people that you will be taking the journey with, all those different perspectives just accelerates the evolution of your intelligence, both emotionally, psychologically, academically, all of those things.
Yeah.
And that's really, in my opinion, the evolution of the human race. And I think, given to today's day and age, and I'm going to get a little like philosophical here, but today's day and age, with our ability to communicate with each other, like with the snap of a finger and things, we truly will begin to develop at a faster rate. And that development at a faster rate is going to enable those who are working on themselves in programs and structured things like this. There's going to begin to be a gap, but I also believe it's going to be our responsibility to hold out a hand to those others and bring them along.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's such an opportunity to not only create for April, thank you so much. I'm so sorry that the internet is like, it's crazy town out here, but I'm gonna let you go. I know you're super busy. This was incredible what you shared. Just what final parting words would you give to everyone? We have just a couple days left. There's a few spots left in the in-person event on September 2nd. What final parting words would you give to individuals that are on the fence? They want it, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet.
I want you to really think about the fact that this is not an investment in Kelly. This is not an investment in her program. This is an investment in yourself. And most people who are on the fence and are hesitating, it's because their conscious mind is giving them reasons to not trust, right? They're like, oh, what if I don't make my money back? Or what if I get in there and it doesn't work? Or what if I don't like it? Or what if it brings up things that I don't want to talk about in my, that have happened in my life, or makes me really uncomfortable and I'm shy or introverted. There's a million things, if you're on the fence, that has made you hesitate and you haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would love for you to take away from my time with you is that this is an investment in you.
Mm-hmm.
This is an investment in who you are meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to decide today whether you begin becoming that person today, or whether you continue to wonder if that person exists in your future.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, you need to trust yourself and trust yourself that you are capable of being exactly who you desire to be, and that you just need the guide to get you there. And there is no better guide or community of guides than this right here. So I would encourage you to just pull the trigger and do it. I think Kelly's frozen.
Thank you so much, April. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on today. Guys, this is an incredible woman. You need to go follow her and see what she's up to, because she's doing some amazing things in the world. And April, thank you. I appreciate you being here today.
Oh, you're so welcome. It was my pleasure. Good luck to everyone, and connect with me when you get in the program. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. See you, April.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys, we got a couple of spots left for September 2nd. When you pay in full, you get access to the Elevate Your Inner Circle event. It's happening on September 2nd in Palm Beach, and spots are flying out the door. If you know you're joining us, let me know in the chat down below right now. I want to celebrate you. I want to congratulate you. I want to see you on the inside. So if you joined while you're here live today, comment down below. And if you know that you're joining as soon as we wrap up, let us know. I want to know who our new inevitable millionaires are. So again, we're going to be together Thursdays. Congratulations, Gabrielle. That's amazing. We're going to be together on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. The first challenge goes out Monday. Okay. Congratulations, Kemi. Oh, I'm so happy for you. That's so great. Um, we are going to be wrapping this up on Tuesday. Registration closes on Tuesday, but I don't want you to wait. I want you to get in today because the party has already started in the Facebook group. First challenge is going out on Monday. Mixer is happening next week. So if you join today, you can still get in on the mixer, and we kick off the following Thursday. So you have the Facebook group, you have the live sessions with me every Thursday at 11 and or a mixed media challenge. We have lots of stuff up our sleeves. You can go to inevitablemillionaires.com to see an overview of the entire program, as well as what I have planned for you in month one. The community alone is worth the price of admission. If you see the people that I curate in the circles that I run in, this is where you want to be. These are quality human beings achieving meaningful success that are putting their families first, and they're doing it the right way, guys. This is what you need in your life. You need co-pilots. You need co-strivers. You need accountability partners. You need people that are not just talking about their dreams, but actually pursuing them. And the Inevitable Millionaires program is going to give you a reason every single week to dedicate an hour to making your dreams come true. This is going to be a rapidly evolving growth program that you are not going to recognize this person that is sitting here, that you are, as you watch this video today, a year from now, you will look back on this day and you will not even know who that person is, because you will have evolved and grown, and your happiness and life satisfaction and your status in life will have elevated and shifted so much you won't even believe when you look in the mirror. So I cannot wait to spend time with all of you. Anastasia is joining. Congratulations. I saw Matthew is joining. Congratulations. We have a winner too, by the way. Carrie Capone. Carrie Capone is getting a $750 airline ticket and a $500 Visa card to go anywhere in the world to dive into the magic of building and creating her dream life. So Carrie Capone, are you with us? I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Carrie. Carrie is going to get started building her dream life. Hopefully she is also already inside. I don't know if you joined yet, Carrie, but I'll be looking for you. Yes, you are so welcome. Oh, she said she's crying. Oh, I'm happy for you. We like to make dreams come true around here. That's what we specialize in, making millionaires and helping people make their dreams come true. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what we're going to work on for the next year together. September 2nd, tickets are flying out the door, guys. September 2nd is worth the price of admission for the entire year. It's worth the price of admission for the entire year. Oh, by the way, we won't offer this at this price again. I know you guys know me well enough to know that. This is an entry price because I want to make it accessible to everyone that takes fast action, everyone that joined us in this first cycle. But you know, it's not going to be that easy in the future. So don't look back with regret. Look forward with anticipation and excitement, because you made the decision to say yes to your future, say yes to yourself, say yes to opening up the possibilities for your future. There's people that have possibilities. There's people that dance with probability. And then there's people that make their goals inevitable. I selected the word inevitable for a very specific reason. It was extremely intentional. And it's because when you implement what you are going to learn in this journey, in this mentorship that I am about to impart, this download that I am going to plug into your brain, your goals are going to become inevitable, because you are going to become the person that your dreams require. Are you willing to say yes to becoming the person that your dreams require? I'm here to mentor you, lead you, guide you, cheerlead you, inspire you, and walk you through how to make it happen. I can't wait to work with all of you. Again, you can go to inevitablemillionaires.com. Go ahead and get registered now. Again, registration is going to be open for just a few more days. And if you register now, you are going to have the opportunity to join the mixer that's happening early next week. So thank you all so much for another wonderful session today. I have some more bonuses up my sleeves. watch your text messages, watch your emails. There's going to be some more announcements coming your way. Everyone who already joined gets access to absolutely every bonus that we release. So get in now. Let's get this party started. And I look forward to working with you all. Thanks so much.